Hello everyone, AR here. In today's video, I want to show you how to add assets, your projects, from the marketplace. Yes, for the experienced game creators projects, this video, it may seem unnecessary, but judging by the comments, for those who are just starting with Unreal Engine, this information will be helpful, very interesting and useful. I have a video on my channel on how to install Unreal Engine version 5. Now I'll show you how you can add projects to your library and then add them to your project that you created, and how to work with them, how to add them to the scene. We launched Epic Game Launcher, entered the Unreal Engine section, and we'll need the Store tab. Go to the Store tab. Sure, you might have already added assets to the library, but let's start from the basics anyway. Let's go straight to free. And right away, such a mention. There's free assets that are delivered for free. You add to yourself and can freely use them in your projects, in your commercial projects. The only thing is, you can't resell these assets. That is, if you add these assets and you'll create your own game with their use. Earning money from this is fine. The license allows it, so don't worry. Free doesn't mean that bad move. Especially since once a month Epic Game gives away free assets, which are otherwise paid. We go to free format. These assets, as you can see, are priced at 7,000, 3,000, 3,000 rubles. You can collect them for free over a month, and make sure to check Epic Game Launcher at least once a month. Even if you're just starting out games, by the time you gain experience and need some assets, you'll already have them. Also, going back to the free tab, these assets should ideally be added to the network as well
from the library for you.
Now, to add them, and suddenly they disappear or become paid, but they will still be in your library. That is, if they became paid. It doesn't mean you will have to pay for them. No, they will already be linked to your account and you can freely use them. Look how to add them, meaning here you'll have an add to basket button instead of write to review. You add to the cart, then click on in the cart, and here will be a purchase button for 0 rubles. You don't necessarily need to link a card, even if it costs nothing. There's no need to do anything. Everything is fine. Here.
You've added the assets, that is...
Even from the free assets from which you can create your projects, especially demo ones, there are quite a few. For instance, you can see here that you can create your own desktop, various. Let's see, this is an Epic Game, by the way, giving away keyboards, headphones. You can set up an approximate desktop of your own and snap a cool photo, for example. Let's head back to the library. Of course, straight from the browser. From the store, you can add. It turns out, to the project itself, see, add to it. Well, let's go to the library and do it through the library. Enter the library. Here are my projects, so let's put them away like this. First, here we have a repository, and in the repository are stored assets that are linked to your account. And there are things you can add to your project. There's also an asset in the form of a new project, meaning it's a ready-to-go project. If you don't add them to your project, you'll need to create a new project first and develop the game based on it. Or just to export some elements into your project. Let's take an example. A small asset, probably an animation starter pack. Let's go into it. You can enter, you can add directly from there. Here, version 4.4.4.2.7, the 5th version. Just for sputers, we have animations. This is presented by Epic Game. We check version support. Well, by the way, it's not necessarily, even if not supported, add anyway. Well, it's better to add assets that will be supported in your engine version. Click add to project. Find our own project. I have it in May 2022. Add the project. Here it is downloading. Well, it's quite light. 20 megabytes in total. Well, because it's just screen animation added to the project. I also wanted to say, because many assets are quite heavy, we go back to the library and you see there is a cache size. This size is stored not in our project but separately by our project. And this is the cache size that will take up space on your hard drive. And as I've already mentioned, many assets,
gigabyte upon gigabyte occupied.
especially high quality textures, if used. You need to consider this. And to clear this cache, if you don't want to use this asset anytime soon. So you have a wide internet channel, we just click on this triangle and delete the local content. Well, that's it. He's gone. We have an has one too. Now we launch our project into which we've added an asset. Here's my project, a demonstration. That is, it's a starting map. Third person project. We can launch it character. Now we are opening the content driver, entering the content, and we look for the folder named after our asset, which we added. For me, it's Anem Starter Pack. Opening it, here's precisely the animation we can add. And look, here is a soft case. It's originally a card, was map where a demonstration of all elements of the asset is usually provided, so that you can view them all at once, not separately. We open the demo map. Usually, each asset contains such a map to assess elements present in this asset. That is, for instance, we have an animation, and here on this map is presented the animation we have in this asset, which we can use, so we can evaluate it right away. And they decided to use some element for the mask in assets, where, for example, there are various forests, fields, there might be several demo maps, deserts, if they have forests there, and so on. You go into each one and can assess. Also, if we want to go to the level, if you just press the button, that is by default, our character will appear and we will fall. We'll fall if we don't have a platform. Like a cart, we can freely... In this case, when I take up Mishasi, we need to go into world setting and set the game mode. And now we can evaluate the working animation. Reloading, shooting animations. Let's get out of here, go to our map. Here's an item I took. I also have a map of the forest here. Let's go through it. Excellent. Here we simply pull it onto the scene. Here it is on the scene. Alright. We pulled it out. Can move it, rotate it. We have to... Let's move it. Similarly, here we go into details, that is settings of this particular or not. We can also do scale, that is enlargement, and here is a lock. If we press this, that is by default, we have parameters. If we press the lock, they will move together. That is for scaling, this is convenient. And let's say the level. Everything is on point. Here is our directory. And you may notice it disappears, but that's already optimization. By default, which is included in the energy. Here we have such a hertz. You see, we can't get through it because it's a collision. It's already a completely different story. I also wanted to say, if, for example, you add some 3D shapes, then drawings, and so on. You just transfer them here. For example, I open the folder with an image in Explorer, then I open Content Driver. I choose where to save. For example, right click, new folder,
and the dust will be hidden.
for instance. Open the folder where I keep a drawing, or say if you have a 3D model stored, just moving it. I have this kind of thing as the camera was moving. We can experiment, see what it looks like. That's it. In this video I showed you how to add assets to your project from the Epic Game Market, and also add other elements from the folder you have. In relation to some 3D models, pictures and so on, you can simply transfer. That's all for now. Hope this video was helpful. I think it will be for beginners. And I am Ayer, make games. Until we meet again,